So meantime, there has been a battle back and forth between Governor Newsom and President Trump.
He's also ramping up his battle with Governor Newsom, as we said. Doug Lozano live for us in Washington with more on this. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. A lot of politics at play here, and as you've been reporting, I mean, there is this legal challenge that California has made against the federal government over the use of these National Guard troops. There have been some skirmishes overnight. And while police were still ordering protesters off the streets, this all follows days of sometimes violent demonstrations with police and federal agents in the crosshairs. LA city leaders are hoping the worst is behind them, with the mayor blaming this all on White House immigration enforcement.
I can't emphasize enough the level of fear and terror that is in Angelenos right now.
And while hundreds of National Guard troops have been deployed, they're playing support roles, blocking streets, protecting federal assets. More are on the way, though, and a contingent of Marines as well, as the White House escalates its response. And California, meantime, is now suing the administration over the deployment.
So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
The California Governor Gavin Newsom dared border czar Tom Homan to arrest him after threats to go after state officials who block immigration actions.
Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing.
President Trump said he'd back that, underscoring how the White House views the immigration issue.
That's the strongest issue for President Trump. It's the weakest issue for Democrats. Look, President Trump is salivating politically for this fight.
Okay, now, we mentioned the lawsuit that California has brought against the federal government over the use of the National Guard. We're going to hear a lot today about the role of the military. The Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, is testifying on Capitol Hill this morning. He is very likely to be asked about the role the military is playing there in Los Angeles. And President Trump later today is traveling to Fort Bragg, so we're likely to hear from him as well. Bob and Jen.
We know that Nancy Pelosi is expected to hold a news conference in just a few moments from now. But we're hearing that Title 10 is something that he might rely on when it comes to the legality of federalizing the National Guard here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, this falls short of invoking the Insurrection Act. Title 10 seems to be the way the White House is going to go here. And look, it may be that this whole situation is resolved before this thing ever gets resolved in court. But nevertheless, there is this legal standoff as well.
Yeah, and they appear to think that this might be a winning issue for them. The latest poll from CBS News shows that the majority of Americans approve of the program to deport immigrants illegally in the U.S. So if this is all resolved in the end, and they have this show of the military there and the National Guard, then the administration perhaps looks at this as like a win.
Maybe so, and the administration is making the most of the pictures and images of flags other than the U.S. flag that are being flown at some of these protests.
All right, we'll watch as those U.S. Marines come into Los Angeles throughout the day today. Doug Lozano, live for us in Washington. We appreciate it, Doug. Thank you.